Nothing satisfies me better than cooking Korean food.
Hello everyone, welcome to Lipstick Ajumma's kitchen. This is where I cook my favorite food and share my stories. Today I'm going to show you how to make my version of 닭도리탕. 닭도리탕 is Korean version of a classic chicken dish braised in a spicy red sauce mixed with the vegetables such as potatoes, carrots, zucchini, and onions. And the flavor is so savory and it's so juicy because it has a lot of juice in it, and you serve it over white rice or brown rice. So 닭도리탕, I already had this chicken marinated in milk because sometimes the chickens have the smell and you want to get rid of it. You can either use a milk or you could use a little bit of cooking wine. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put a little bit of here, and I do not measure anything. So those of you who know how to cook or enjoy cooking could kind of figure it out on your own. So I'm gonna let that boil in high heat. A little bit of water. First, we're gonna show you this red sauce, red paste bean sauce. You can pretty much get this in Korean store. Put that over here. A little bit of sesame oil. And a little bit of soy sauce. See, as you see, I don't measure anything. And sugar. And a little bit of red pepper flakes. And you just mix it all up. This is gonna make nice and juicy. And once this is all cooked with chicken, the flavor is amazing. I'll pour that into the chicken. Right now I have about 4 thighs and 3 wings in there. So usually the dark meat tastes better. Green pepper. This is right out of my garden. Nothing better than fresh vegetables from your garden. Then there's the potatoes. You just cut it in big pieces. I would say bite size. I've cut it in thirds, like that. I would cut it in cubes. Okay. And some carrots. Mix it all up. And we're gonna let that boil. So even though this is a Korean classic chicken dish, I actually never had it in Korea because we lived in such poverty that we couldn't afford chicken. So anyway, I never had it until I came to America until my adult years. And once I had it, it was so good that I wanted to make it again. And some people might think this is not how they make it, that I'm talking about the traditional Korean cooking, but I make everything simple that anybody can make it at home. When I was a little kid, like I told you before, we lived in poverty. We didn't have anything to eat sometimes. My biological father, who was a garbage man, technically, where he goes and collects metals and things like that, and then he would take it to the salvage yard and they would give him money. That's how he earned his living, and which was very little. So sometimes for us to just imagine having chicken was like you could only see it in a dream. And as a kid, I remember walking down the street and I saw this roasted chicken through this window, and it was so brown and juice was just melting down, and I just wanted to have it bite of that so bad, but you could only dream it. So if you guys know any stories about that matchstick girl, where she was so poor, she tried to sell the matches in a cold winter, and she would only be able to dream about food. And that's what I wanted to share about this chicken dish, because it's not just chicken to me. It's a dish that makes me remind of where I came from back in Korea when I was a little girl, that I really get to appreciate as an adult what this tastes like, because I never had it. And when I make it, it seems like everybody loves it. It's a little spicy, but everybody loves it. Only the vegetarians, they don't know what they're missing. Anyway, I would like to show you how to make bibimbap. Bibimbap is Korean dish. Obviously, it's Korean dish because this is about Korean cooking. Bibi means mix. So any kind of vegetable, any kind of meat, you're mixing it. That's what bibing is. Bap means rice. So bibimbap is vegetables served on top of rice and with the spicy red sauce, and you mix it all up, and it's very healthy and hearty. So I have all these dishes, side dishes here. I have carrots, I have lettuce, I have radish, I have bean sprouts, and shiitake mushrooms. Some of the stuff I need to stir fry a little bit. So I'm gonna show you. I just put little oil, and I'm going to stir fry this carrot. Just kind of stir fry that. Meanwhile, while that's cooking, I'm gonna show you. This is a Korean earth pot. It's made out of clay. So when you cook something in this dish, everything stays hot. It is amazing. And if you do not have this, all you can do is get a big bowl of any kind, and maybe you could heat it up in the oven or microwave so it'll be nice and hot. This is called the dolsot bibimbap. So we're going to put some oil in here, and I'm gonna actually put rice in here, and we're gonna make the rice go a little kind of crispy on the bottom. The reason I decided to make this dish, right now, my second daughter, Alexandra, she's actually in Korea, and this is her favorite dish. She tells me how much she loves Korea, and I will tell you, it is so exciting to see her experiencing life in Korea. She actually has a job as an English teacher, and she teaches 7-year-olds. I'm gonna put this aside. A little messy here, but that's okay. They said messy cooks are the best. Now we're going to blanch spinach. I like buying this organic mini spinach. I don't like those big ones. Their stems are very hard and it's kind of chewy. Spinach is high in iron. Spinach is just good all around, and I try to eat it every day. Now I'm gonna drain the water out and squeeze the water out of the spinach so I can season it a little with sesame oil and salt and pepper. Out of here. And we're going to season it a little. Little salt. Look, isn't this cute? This is my son when he was in elementary school, made it for me. It's a little pottery, little ice cream. And this is where I keep my salt. And little sesame oil. Just gonna mix it and put it aside. My daughter just acknowledged this is a portobello mushroom, not shiitake mushroom. So you wanna slice it very thin. And since they're vegetarian, mushroom takes place of the meat. So, and it does taste so much like meat sometimes if it's cooked. So you wanna do that a little bit. And put little salt. Then lastly, we will be doing tofu. A lot of vegetarians love tofu. So I'm just gonna slice it up like this, maybe in little cubes. Then we're going to put it on top. I'm just gonna fry it in very lightly. Smoke in here, we're gonna do that. Meanwhile, that's cooking. I'm gonna show you. Put a little oil in this earth pot, and we're going to put rice in here. And you see this cute little pressure cooker. I actually put quinoa with the rice. That way you have some protein. A little bit of rice here. Good. Spread it so it'll be nice and crunchy. So you want the tofu to be a little bit of a crispy if you can. And that's it right here. Meanwhile, we're going to do the vegetables. So you're laying spinach, lettuce. We're gonna make it kind of pretty. Carrots. I'm gonna put carrots between the greens. That's a pretty. Don't you think it's pretty? Bean sprouts. Bean sprout. A little bit of radish. And some mushrooms. Okay. While that's cooking, we're going to make sauce. Again, this is Korean paste, and I usually put a little bit of vinegar. A little bit of seed oil. And a little bit of soy sauce. And we're gonna stir it all up. Listen to that. Listen to the rice. It comes crunchy. Then you put a little bit of sauce in here. This you put in according to how much spice you like. So I'm just gonna put very little because I don't know if the girls want theirs to be too spicy. So while doing that, I'm going to make an egg. Right? Ready? Watch it. And you will put the egg right on the center. Right for my garden too. 이거 한번. 맛있어. Yeah, this is so good, guys. Look at this. This is so tender. Holy! Oh my god! I think this water is too hot. This is not much rice, but man, there's a lot of vegetables. Huh? My friend gave me this bowl. Works great. Ah, I still have a sticker on there. There, doggy.
So I wanted to tell you a little bit about my background. I was adopted. I came to America in 1983, and I went back to Korea 18 years after I was here in America. I finally found my birth mother, and we met each other there, and we kept in touch throughout the years. So what is unique about this story is that my daughter, who's 24 years old, who also is fluent in Spanish, it's neat that I came here as a little girl and being adopted, learning how to speak Korean. Now my daughter's there learning English and she's learning how to speak Korean. So when she calls and talks to me, it's so cute with a little accent. She says, 안녕하세요, and she says, 한국말 조금 해요, and it's so cute. I'm just so ecstatic to hear having a great time over there, and she's loving Korea, and that's my culture, you know, and that she get to experience it. I'm so happy that she's able to do this, and I want to encourage all the young kids out there. You have an opportunity to travel, do it. Do it while you can. And if you have to go to school to learn another language, do that, because you'll never regret for the experience that you gain by traveling. And I wish I would have done that same. Alexandra's been everywhere. She's been all over Europe, and my kids have been half Greek and half Korean. They've been to, you know, most of the times in Greece, obviously, but my hope is to take both of my children, hopefully this year, to go and see my daughter. And it's very, very exciting, but at the same time, it's emotional. She is going to be meeting my biological mother for the first time. It's kind of nerve-wracking. We are going to try to air this so you get to see their meeting. I'm gonna try to incorporate with this video so we will be able to see them meet for the first time. And I'm just so ecstatic. And being adopted has given me a lot of opportunities. Who knows what my life would have been like back in Korea. And I'm not saying that all the things that happened to me was not a good thing, but I'm so glad to be in this country and give me the experience of, you know, be able to come out of the poverty. And thanks to my parents who adopted all three of us. I just hope that you continue to watch my channel and subscribe and leave comments below. I would love to hear good or bad, because it gives me the feedbacks on what I need to work on. And seems to me I'm getting better at it as I go, and I hope that you support me through this journey, and see you next time. 안녕. Look in the camera. Look in the camera. Look at my doggy.